Hello everyone and welcome to the RLANZ Aldi Cup Series Season number 3 Daytona 500 at the Daytona International Speedway. 53 cars entered the race, tried to make the race, but only 42 did, and they will battle for the Daytona 500. Here's the starting lineup rolling on the screen now. Matthew Engelram and Isaac Nichols on the front row. Behind them, on row 2, Cyrus McGee and James Kinghart, the two dual winners. Behind them, Cody Smart, making his first start in a while, and former driver of Cody's, Dominic Anthony. Behind them, Indianapolis winner Landon Hicks from last season, and Simon Nichols. Behind them, Andrew Payne and Aiden Shepard, rounding out the top 10. On row 6, Jonathan King, defending Daytona 500 champion, and Patrick Schamberger. On row 7, Garrett Sonora in the 45, and Nathan Stapleton in the 92. Behind them, two drivers who had to race their way in, Chris Maley and Colin Dryber. On row 9, we got Lucifer Sam, who finished second last season, and Jackson Lynn in the 01. Behind them, Zentic Price in the number 50, and Eli Bright, the Aldi shootout winner. Behind them, Jake Rogers and Richard Fridge, who got his own car into the show. On row 12, Dan Park and Season 1 500 champion Tyson Gifford in the 71. Behind them, teammates Andy Thomas and Hairgel Arvin Alonso. On row number 14, Matt Tuck and Reagan Whitlock. Behind them, Vance Caldwell in the number 26 and Julius Caesar in the 91. Row 16, Kelly Lee, third in last season's 500, and Roger Ray in the 99. Behind them, Chase Marks in the 31 and John Andrews in the 35. On row 18, Dawson Miller and Jack Porkins in the 5 and the 04. On row number 19, Tristan Allen and defending champion Brandon Bent. On row 20, Sandy Garrett and Henry Gore, who took a nasty hit in Duel 2, or Duel 1 I should say, and running out the grid, Bruno De Barros and John Sheets, as there is your D&Qs, most notably Josh Crash, who's made the previous two Daytona 500s, but not this season. Anyways, coming to the green, crowd on their feet, green flag is out and we're underway here in the RLANZ Aldi Cup Series Season number 3. Here comes Cyrus McGee in number 21 down to the bottom already, underneath of Engelram in 29, trying to get the race lead. Cyrus McGee, 3 wins last season and made the final 4. He can go even further this season to a championship. He's got help from Cody Smart in the 22, runner-up in Season 1. Landon Hicks in the 16 is going to make it 3 wide behind them. And number 21 is Cyrus McGee trying to lead the first lap of the season. Engelram on the outside in the 29. Here they come to the line to complete the first lap. Cyrus McGee in the 21. Here we go, 3 wide for the lead. That's the 16 of Landon Hicks, the Brickyard 400 winner. Now he's going to get underneath to the 21. And Hicks trying to get the race lead. Here at Daytona, the outside lane can work fairly well. If you watch Season 1 Coke 0400, Tristan Allen, who's driving the 12 car this season, won the race after leading 24 of 30 laps, all on the outside. He just kept getting a great run on the outside, gone to victory lane that day. No wrecks in that one either, I believe. I could be wrong. Anyways, Landon Hicks will lead the second lap of action. Ford 1, 2 and 3, Cooper Motorsports first and third. First and second actually at the line, because Engelram was second at the line, so good start for them. And Cooper Motorsports was the last team to win at Daytona, with Matthew Stotts last season in the Coke 0400. That's their only win heading into this season, but big move to Ford Fusion to the off season. Anyways, Simon Nichols here in the 24, we're focusing on him because obviously new team for him, Nicotech Racing, and has shown a lot of pace and has shown that he can make it 4 wide. So watch out for him, he's in 4th on the inside lane, the 24. Still 3 wide for the lead, Landon Hicks in the 16, trying to clear McGee and Engelram on the outside lanes. Down the back, still 3 wide as the outside lane getting a bit of run. That's Matthew Engelram in the 29 with help from Nichols in the 48. But the inside lane is definitely the place you want to be through the turns. But off the turns, that's definitely where you want to be on the outside, that is. At the line to lead lap 4, it is Landon Hicks still. Nobody's been able to clear each other as of yet. I think if the 21 was able to clear the 29, then that created some movement, but... And not going to be able to clear just yet, became pretty close there, Landon Hicks. Looking back here, looking at Andrew Payne, the 59 car for Fitzwater Australia Racing. Dodge Charger, owned by Zachary Fitzwater, the Bank of America 500 winner from last season. And the 59 has done a very good job this week, and there's your defending 500 champion, Jonathan King, in the 95. Looking to go 2 for 2. Anyways, Landon Hicks finally cleared those guys, and here comes the 24, Simon Nichols down to the bottom for the race lead. Side by side, going to be able to come up, or not quite, was able to clear the 16 there, and here comes Andrew Payne, the 59, down to the bottom. He's got help from the 95, Jonathan King, and Garrett Sindora, the 45. Off the turn. And Payne's going to be able to move up here. And Andrew Payne, the 59, is going to lead a lap here at Daytona. Here comes Jonathan King, the 95. Shell Pennzoil car. Going to the race lead. And he's going to try and climb up a clear, and he does, but here comes Garrett Sonora, the 45. And now Lucifer Sam is going to make it 3 wide. Lucifer Sam, runner-up in the 500 last season. Looking to go one step better this season. And right now he is currently... He's going to take the lead here. Trying to clear the 45 and the 95 on the outside as we nearly got 4 wide. That's Jake Rogers, the 98. Really moving up, trying to give Annie Thomas some room, but didn't happen, thankfully. We do not want to see that many wrecks here at Daytona, like the 500 and literally all of the speed weeks in the actual NASCAR. As here comes the 98 down to the bottom, for trying to get by, trying to get underneath of the 77. We got 4 wide behind them too, and now we got 4 wide in 2 separate locations. It's not going to end well. That's Annie Thomas in the 36 on the inside, trying to take the lead away, and on the wall they go, and now spinning back down in front, and around goes Cyrus McGee. Caution's out. We got more. Anthony, Smart, Nichols, Porkins, Kinghart. All spinning. Julius Caesar to the 91. Kinghart runs into it. Aiden Shepard. There's Chris Maley, Nathan Stapleton, and others. So big crash here is going to happen eventually. We got more. Hicks runs into the 22. Colin Driver. That's the 01 cars in it. Porkins was involved. A lot of damage on a lot of cars there, unfortunately. I'm going to take a look what happened. Off of turn 4, 4 wide was just not going to work. You know, the wall sliding back down. For the most part, they saved it. Cyrus McGee slid up, and that was Nathan Stapleton. Chris Maley, and he got hit hard by the 16. Caesar gets a piece of it. The 11, the 41. The 41, Dan Park gets a piece of it. Jackson Linton got involved, the 01. There's the 30, Chris Maley. He got hit hard by the 16. And another look at it. Andrew Payne was able to keep it straight. See, Landon Hicks, he wasn't able to keep it straight. He goes off through the grass. Unlike Tristan Allen, wasn't able to save it. And that's a hard hit. And you see the 11, I think, was running into it. There's the 30, the 04, 92. A lot of damage. Looks like Brad Bent snuck his way through. We're on board with the 22 here. And the wall sliding down. Looks like he's going to save it, and then Porkins turns him up into Anthony and Nichols. A lot of damage there. And 22 really paying the price here. It's hit a couple of times, and then of course it's not over. A lot of damage on the 22. Not good news for him. On board with defending 500 champion Jonathan King. And there's the 21 spinning. He gets by it fairly unscathed, but compared to like this guy, Chris Maley, for example, who really got a lot of damage in that one, unfortunately. Taking on board with him. Not even running the full schedule, only running a select amount of races, and he hit them hard. That was McGee and Hicks, and then wipes out the 92 of Nathan Stapleton, who got more damage. Tough break there, and we got our final on board with Season 1 500 champion Tyson Gifford. Slows it down, trying to slow it down here. Looks like he might have got through it. Gets the 56 a little bit. There's Richard Fridge. 25 car goes around. But Gifford got away with it fairly well, actually. Even though he was down the back of the field, and usually they just arc a brake, but they didn't. So anyways, 3 drives out of the race. The 22 of Cody Smart, the 30 of Chris Maley, and finally Nathan Stapleton in the 92. So those 3 guys out of the race. Tough break for them. Coming back to the green flag, and Annie Thomas, the 36 car, leads it back to the green. And there we go, some guys making it, trying to get to the inside there, trying to create an inside lane. Here comes Jake Rogers, the 98. Wasn't able to do it earlier, but here he comes now to the bottom. Down the back for second place, side by side. And Thomas still out in front. Sidnor on the outside. That's the 24 of Simon Nichols. Sam trying to clear the 98, but it didn't work. Oh, careful, guys. 4 wide. Garrett Sidnor tried to get to the inside of the 77, and the 24 tried to get to the inside of the 98. And didn't look like it would work there for a second. But they survived, and the 36 of Annie Thomas leading a lap. Another one. As here comes Jake Rogers now to the bottom for the race lead. The Pocono winner from last season. Not a great season. Looking to definitely improve it this season. Big season for him. Another season for him at the championship team, DW Motorsports. Still side by side down the back, Annie Thomas and Rogers. Still battling for the race lead. And here we go to the outside is Thomas, trying to get something to happen. At the line, it does show the 36 as the leader, but I'm not exactly sure, but we'll go off their scoring. Simon Nichols trying to make it 3 wide for the race lead, just trying to show the nose to Jake Rogers. They're mostly double file here through most of this front pack. Just as I say that, Matthew Engelrand, the pole sitter in the 29, is coming back to the front, 3 wide. It's John Andrews, 35, trying to get underneath the 20. It doesn't happen. The 20 will hold on. And Jake Rogers, the 98, is going to be able to lead a lap as he gets by Annie Thomas. And now they're going to make it 3 wide. That's the 29 and the 20 way down low. Side by side, down the back. Not a lot of help to the 98, while the 77 is kind of forced to push the 36 down the back. May help Annie Thomas. 4 wide for a second there. Well, they were nearly 4 wide. Matthew Engelram was ready to move up for the 20. It didn't happen because the 20 just did not get a good enough run. Side by side to the line, 36 car will lead another lap. So Annie Thomas's car looking pretty good at the moment. And here comes the 29 back to the front. Has not led a lap today, even though he started on the pole. He's going to go back to the front, trying to clear the 98 here. Can he do it? No, he cannot. John Sheets trying to make it 4 wide, the 72. His brother Emerson, interesting fact, finished second in season 1 to the person who's now owning, John's boss, Tyson Gifford. That's interesting. And Gifford is in that pack. He's the yellow and red car back there. Anyways, at the line, Matthew Engelram led that lap. Here comes the 20 of Bruno de Barros down to the bottom. Side by side for the race lead. Can the 20 get it? Yes, he can. He clears the 29, and here comes the 72. As I thought I heard a lap car in the distance, and it is. That is Landon Hicks, I think. We've got a lot of damage, but still out there. Better chance of getting more points, really. So, off turn 4. John Sheets, the 72, is going to lead a lap here at Daytona. Here we go, 3 wide. Patrick Schamberger, the 88. Down to the bottom for the race lead, and he's going to get it. But not yet, he hasn't got it yet, but he probably will get it, as the inside lane has shown to be the stronger one all day. Even though the outside lane has put up a fight, like it's doing right now, and Bruno Barros is actually going to be able to clear those guys. So a big shove from Matthew Engelram, the 29. Here comes the 88, back to the bottom. Underneath the 20, who will lead this lap. 88 inside, 20 outside. Patrick Schamberger will get it. And there's Landon Hicks in the 16. We're going to catch up to him very soon. His car's very slow, so not good news for these guys. Here comes Zednik Price, the 50. Made his way into the 500 for Amper Racing. Currently doing a good job, and they're actually going to catch up to him now. And that's going to split the pack up a lot. 7 cars break away. Henry Gore, Brandon Bent, Matt Tuck all on the inside. The outside lane is going to get affected. And Patrick Schamberger, the 88, who 1-1 under the scheduled distance, will lead it at the halfway mark. So we'll see how long it is for Landon Hicks. We'll see if he gets out of the way soon. Dawson Miller trying to drop low in the 5 car. There he goes, down at the bottom with Hair Gel Art and Alonso. Tristan Allen trying to make it 3 wide. And Alonso going to get shuffled to the middle lane, but I suppose as he's... now Hicks has gone down to the bottom, because Sheets getting a run on the outside. But anyways, back towards the front, we got Jackson Lin as well, the 01 car. He's back up here, slowing down the field. Reagan Whitlock leading that lap. See the Aldi shootout winner, the 56. Jackson Lynn's teammate is just going by as Roger Ray got a massive run there, nearly wiped out the 01. But a couple of cars in front, there's this big pack. They're probably going to catch back up to each other. These guys back here, they were really held up by Landon Hicks. And there's Lucifer Sam. Might be in a bit of trouble, he's really far off. Then we got this group, who all got slowed down, but they're not that slow compared to guys like Hicks or Jackson Lynn. Anyways, back out front, Reagan Whitlock in the 94 is going to lead yet another lap. Single file for the front 3. No worries. There goes Patrick Schamberger down to the bottom for the race lead again. Here's Eli Wright, the 56. So I was trying to say, Audi shootout winner, so see what he can do, the 56. There's defending champion Brandon Bent, 27. Haven't seen a lot of him so far, but doing a good job at the moment. There's Matt Tuck in the 23, trying to get down to the bottom, but it didn't happen. Schamberger's move did not work, and now Reagan Whitlock staying out front as this group, they're heading off into turn 3 and 4 now, and these guys are a bit more than a backstretch behind. So we probably will catch up to them, particularly if the pack gets reformed soon. Who knows, that might create a wreck. And there's your pole sitter, Matthew Engram, the 29. Surprised he's still up here. The pole sitter doesn't usually get away with starting on pole, really. They just get involved in a crash, usually. Or the front row is Reagan Whitlock will lead another lap, but here comes Eli Bright getting a massive run on these guys. And the pack will reform here in a second. Side by side, down the back. So, pack reforming again. Reagan Whitlock on the outside. Schamberger on the inside. Here we go, side by side. Off the turn. Going to the line, outside lane, providing a bit of a fight at the moment. But Patrick Schamberger will lead that lap. So it looks like the inside lane is better when you got a pack. Keep that in mind, because that might come in handy later on. Here comes Eli Bright, the 56 down at the bottom, with help from Annie Thomas, who currently has led the most laps. As here is this group. That could be really bad too. That could really affect it. Now, I do want to mention something. You see Annie Thomas, the 36, as Eli Bright trying to take the lead. But Annie Thomas, 36, currently leading the most laps. She will get 1 bonus point for leading a lap. However, if you do lead multiple laps and at the line, too close to call, Reagan Whitlock will lead that lap. But Annie Thomas, 36, currently has led the most laps today. She'll get 2 bonus points towards the championship. If she does win this race, then it's good news for her. She'll get 48 points if she does end up leading the most laps. But drivers like Reagan Whitlock have been up here for a while, so... But yeah, 36 going down to the bottom for the race lead again, with help from Roger Ray, the 99 car. Of course, the laps led thing will also account for the uncharted drivers. And the 36 will lead that lap. Lap 28 of 40, we got 13 laps to go in the 500. As here comes Roger Ray trying to get down to the bottom, and he will. He's been fairly good, I think, on that 99 this week. We'll see if he can get the result here today. And he's one of the Rookie of the Year contenders. So is Annie Thomas, 36. Both those two are Rookie of the Year contenders because they're chartered drivers. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, both those drivers, I think, are very talented. Coming to the line, Roger Ray will lead it with 12 laps to go here in the 500. Still side by side for the race lead, 3 wide throughout most of the pack, if not all of it. All of it except the last 2 cars, which are Vance Caldwell and Dawson Miller. And they're catching up to those... Oh man, Landon Hicks is slow as. This is going to be the second time we've caught him. This is bad because this is gonna... That's slowing up guys like Porkins and Kinghart, who are also slow. So not good news for these guys. And then here's those 4 have kind of broken away. Jackson Lynn, they're going to catch up to him soon as well, and they've caught up to Hicks and Chase Marks, the 31 car. Here comes John Andrews, the 35, going down the bottom. 30 points in Season 1, looking to win the 500 in Melee Motorsports, number 35. His teammate John Andrews, Annie Thomas led a bunch of laps, and Porkins getting out of the way. Kinghart holding up his teammate in Chase Marks, so maybe that's probably not the smartest idea, and they're catching up to those 4 guys as well, and that could be really bad. But anyways, 10 laps to go in the Daytona 500. Who's going to win it? Kelly Lean, the 51 car, going down to the bottom. The bottom's probably the best place you want to be in this situation, because of course 4 drivers and they're going to catch up to him. And that's going to bring the pack back together as well, I think. That's Nichols, Caesar on the inside, holding up the 51, and now Lee's going to get down to the bottom. So the 51 car trying to lead a lap here at Daytona. Finished 3rd in this race last season. So good run for her. 9 laps to go in the 500. There's Jackson Lynn. They're probably going to catch up to him in the next lap, I would say. And here is Kelly Lee. She's broken away from the pack. How about Annie Thomas, the 36? Those 2 guys have been very good. How about Season 1 500 champion Tyson Gifford? How did he get up here? I thought he was really out of it. He was at the back of the field. 4 wide. Careful here. That's Roger Ray, Jack Porkins, and Porkins, thankfully, because of his damage, is not going to get wrecked because of it. Need to be careful. There's Jackson Lynn. So those front couple of guys, they've broken away from, which is good news. And around goes McGee again with Dawson Miller. Anyone going to hit them? Careful. John Sheets runs into it late, but he should be okay. And the caution is out for the 2nd time today. Careful, these guys all back there. Annie Thomas is the race leader. Oh boy, we're going to have a couple of laps to go here in the 500. Doubt we'll have an overtime finish, but Who knows? And for the second time today, Cyrus McGee has spun around. And here's what happened. 4 wide. John Andrews, Vance Caldwell, 26 and 35. And Miller and McGee squeezed the 35. Not really their fault. They were 4 wide with Caldwell. And John Sheets does run into it late, but he should be okay. Barely tapped. So no worries here. We're going to go on board with the 5. Let's take a look what happened. I think that's when he's got held up by Jackson Lin. Caldwell made it 4 wide. Andrews is kind of in the middle of that. And thankfully for those two guys, they just spun around. And the 21 did get hit, but the 5 car didn't. And even though the 21 did get hit, it was just like a light tap. So those two guys still in the race. Everyone else is also still in the race. Anyways, coming back to the green flag with 4 laps to go here in the Daytona 500. Here comes Tyson Gifford, the 71, Season 1 500 champion. Trying to win his second 500. Wouldn't that be... Wow, that would be incredible, really. As here comes Julius Caesar. Now, of course, he is damaged. And I think will affect him here. And I think it is. So, those 5 guys are going to break away from the field here. But here comes Kelly Lee. We'll go 2 spots higher than last season here in the 500. And it's going to go to the lead with 3 laps, well, 3 and a bit laps to go. Here comes Gifford, the 71, down to the bottom. He knows how to win this race, as I've already mentioned a couple of times. At the line, 51 will lead it. Tyson Gifford, 71, down to the bottom. Trying to win the Daytona 500 for the second time. Chase Marks, the 31. He came so close to winning a couple of races last season. Engel Ram, the pole sitter, is still up here. Annie Thomas back on the inside. Kelly Lee has fallen back to 5th. Here comes Engel Ram, the 29. Will he get the help, though? I don't know. I don't think so. Gifford kind of pulling away. You don't want to be too far out in front, as those guys can reel you in. No help for the 29. That's interesting. 2 laps to go here in the Daytona 500. Who is going to win it? The 31 of Marks is actually going to clear. The 29 of Engelram is going to fall back. Annie Thomas back up to 3rd. She's led the most laps. Can she win it? Here goes Marks down to the bottom. Thomas is going to go high. The high side's been the best in these kind of small packs. But Mark's hanging tough on the inside. Here comes Kelly Lee, the 51. Where will she go? White flag is out. 1 lap to go. No overtime. Finish in the Daytona 500. White flag for Tyson Gifford. Can he win his second Daytona 500? Annie Thomas is in the 2nd position at the moment. Lee in the 51. Here goes Annie Thomas down to the bottom. Will she get the help from Kelly Lee? No, Lee's going to go high and help the 71. They're all battling behind for position. I don't think that's going to matter. Here we go. Off of turn 4. Gifford with a run on the outside. Here we go. Checker flag is out. And Tyson Gifford is going to get his second Daytona 500. He wins it in Season 3 from Kelly Lee, Annie Thomas, and Chase Marks. Wow. There's your winner. A 2-time Daytona 500 champion. Tyson Gifford gets it done. For his own team as well this time. He did it in Season 1 with Front Row Motorsports, driving the 34 Ford. And today he gets it done for his own team. An owner-driver. Go to victory lane here in the 500 in Season 3. How about that? He was down the back at the time of the first caution. I really didn't think he'd get back up there and win it. Or be in contention at least, as he had all those slow cars in between. But he gets it done. And Tyson Gifford is your Season 3 Daytona 500 champion for his own team. How about that? For Menards and Moen. How about that? Just an unbelievable run for him and that team. So we're going to take a look here at the finishing results here in the Daytona 500 here in a second. Tyson Gifford wins it. Kelly Lee, 2nd place. So close yet again, but not enough. Andy Thomas led the most laps today, finished third. Chase Marks and pole sitter Matthew Ingram in fifth. And take a look at the full results. Tristan Allen 15th, Schamberger 16th, led a bunch of laps. Looking back at the field, runner-up last season was for Sam, 24th. Defending 500 champion, 27th, Jonathan King. And then the bottom three drivers out of the race, Chris Maley, Nathan Stapleton, and Cody Smart. So a tough break for them. Jackson Lynn, Landon Hicks, and a couple of others a lap down, or multiple laps down. Here's the point standings. Tied for the points lead, Kelly Lee and Annie Thomas in the 51 and the 36. There's your top 12. And we got the top 16 in points. That's your chase cutoff. And some guys outside. Brandon Ben, defending champion, 18th in points. Kind of a surprise there. A couple of guys that are really surprising. Well, obviously, wasn't their fault at all, but that they're so far down. But anyways, David Delafave will make his first start as well next week at Atlanta, as he will receive the charter from RFW Racing. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this Daytona 500. It was a lot of fun. Congratulations to Tyson Gifford and Gifford Trading, and we'll see you guys for the Quick Trip 500.